Hi, and welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about the white woman group chat that leaked, okay, their playbook, their teachings on how to get a chocolate, and I quote, a chocolate athlete. That is something that I heard. Now, I haven't seen anything yet. This video I'm about to watch is from another YouTuber, Willie D Live. I will link his YouTube video in the description if you want to check his commentary out. But on this channel, we talk about difficult topic, tough talks, things that people aren't really talking about, or things that aren't really being said about viral topics from a biblical perspective. I'm going to pause and play and let you know my thoughts on this topic. Just a quick disclaimer, I tell it how it is on this channel. There are a lot of people that want to sugarcoat things and tiptoe over things. Like, that's why I said, like, when black men go out of the way, go for these women, and this is their preference, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But the truth, is going to come out. We already have seen the situation with Ashley Janae, actual name Ashley Robinson. And I just want to say, condolences to the family on that situation. But when we talk about the truth, people want you to hush hush. People don't want you to talk about things. People want you to leave people who've passed away in a good light. And I don't think that's fair to those of us that are living, simply because there are things that we can learn from somebody's past mistakes, from somebody's mishaps that got them into a situation. But this has everything to do with the Ashley donation situation as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video and let you know my thoughts.
What's up, family? Oh man, y'all are about to trip out on this one. We got a leaked female group chat that has gone viral because a white woman is teaching young white girls how to secure the bag from black NFL and NBA athletes while they're in college, before they get the multi-million-dollar contract. Yeah, I'm talking about putting up on the fast track to becoming a millionaire. Forget streaming. Forget OnlyFans. Get all that. You can appear to be respectable and get paid. Ooh, man, this is, boy, hey, I'm about to trip y'all out, man. Watch this. Look at this. Oh man, this is cold-blooded. One girl says, this is the recruit. I want a football player, NFL preferably, a tall chocolate one, like you did. I want your life. She says, that's easy, but you have to play your cards right. You can't be an emotional little girl. She says, teach me. Number one, he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. Number two, dealing with cheating, don't look for it. Girls will throw themselves at him, and some will succeed. If it's just a fling, let it go. But don't let him get emotionally attached to one of them. P.S. He'll always be attracted to black girls. Activate that shenanigans in her by picking at her and let him see it. He'll ditch her quick.
Yo. Yo. Wow. I'm reacting to it just now how you seeing this right now, y'all. That's wild, yo. That is so wild. I want to just point out real quick that he's the prize, and that's number one. And a lot of women will literally melt, okay? Like they're like they melting. Like, I'm melting like a witch from, like, it's like they can't stand when when women say that a man is the prize. Okay, who said that? Her name, I forgot her name. Looked it up. Her name is Simone Biles.
For a couple days, man, and it's like she pops up, and I'm like, let me see what this is. Gymnastics. I ain't never, I never really paid attention to gymnastics, so it piqued my curiosity, So I'm like, okay, that's I'll see what's up. I swiped her, and it said we matched, so I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna see what's up. So I go do my workout, and I come back, and I get like, I had some likes on my Instagram, and I'm like, oh, this might be. I'm like, okay, so I see what's up, and then I still waited. I'm like, man, I'm gonna wait till I, take a shower and everything. Then I come back to my phone, and then she messages me on the app like, hey, you know what I mean? And man, that's man, it's got to be fake. Like, I don't know. Just, I didn't know who she was at the time, but like the first thing that I saw was that she just had a bunch of followers. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she got to be good. I promise you, I'm a real life story. When she won the Olympics, I was in college, and we didn't have NBC, we didn't have Olympic channels, and we're in camp. We're in camp, late July, early August. So I'm not paying attention to, so I never would have had a moment to where I would have watched, like, Jonathan,
I'm gonna let you finish your story, man. Continue.
But like I was saying, man, she messaged me. This was like a Tuesday, and we texting back and forth, and then we hung out Friday, man. And we couldn't do much. Just COVID happened, everything was shut down. So she came through down to Houston. She lived in the suburbs, so she had to drive about 45 minutes to me. Then the rest is history, man. So
you was really the catch in.
I always say the men the catch, man. I always say we the catch, man.
Yeah, so she really booked you.
She did, though.
Is what you're saying.
Because I was fighting it.
So in truth, if I say this out loud, well, Jonathan Owens ain't really want Simone Biles. Is what you're saying.
At the time, I'm not gonna say that.
That's what you're saying.
I was afraid. I was afraid to commit. I'm like, man, this is my third year. I'm trying to. I'm like, it's kind of early. But like I said, man, it happened when you least expect it.
Now, I'm not fully sure if she said it. Now that I look it up, I thought there was a clip. If you know a clip, then for sure, let me know. But she wasn't disagreeing. She was not disagreeing when he said he was the catch, he's the prize. And women were going on a fiasco because they was calling him Mr. Who. They were saying all type of things like, oh, how is this an Olympic medalist will say that this man whom most people did not know until they were married was the prize. And it really shows how men love to be treated in a certain type of way, in a certain type of light. And if you appreciate a man, then you treat him accordingly. And I believe that, women, especially if you're a Proverbs 31 woman, definitely, and it says it in the Most High's words. Yes, you are worth more than gold, rubies, and all that if you are a Proverbs 31 type of woman. The woman is also doing all of these things for her family, treating the man with care, love. That's what makes you a wonderful woman. But instead, women became spiteful and was calling him Mr. Who. And it really shows the arrogance level of women nowadays, not seeing what it really is, not seeing that even though women are calling him this, that, and the third or whatever, she looks so smitten. She got this great man. And in the same breath, those same women came at her with those wedding pictures about her edges. Like, are you serious? They came at her about her edges. Their self-hate. I'm telling you, this self-hate thing goes deep. Their self-hate for themselves, their hair that grows out of their head when they don't use edge control and the perms and the whatever the case is, they couldn't help but show their disdain for themselves and their own inner jealousy or spitefulness about their life, their decisions, that they not married, whatever. Because you had to be on some single dingle type stuff to be trying to come at this woman's edges instead of the fact that there's a black couple, okay, a black man with a black woman. Because as you can see with this hidden female white group chat that has come to the light, these athletes be going for the white or the non-black women because they be targeting them and they be feeding into their own self-hate and going along with it. They're not looking at the fact that this black man, this black athlete, whether you want to call him Mr. Who or whatever, is with a black woman, not only a black woman, a chocolate black woman, not only a chocolate black woman, a chocolate black woman without the BBL and all the extra stuff. Really think about that. She said that her man is the prize, that he's the prize. And girls damn near had a panic attack. Okay. And if you really think about it, like, yes, the man, the NFL player, he could change your life. But we're not just talking about NFL players. We're talking about men in general. And I didn't realize this until I was older. I wasn't even realizing that women were in a thick, crazy competition with each other. Like, over men and this, that, and the third, and over this, whatever. I didn't realize until I got older, and that's one of my regrets. If I had known what was going on, it would have been a whole different type of game, because the Lord blessed me with an abundance of beauty. Okay, I would have been able to get the man that I truly wanted, okay, or didn't even know that I truly wanted, that the Most High was literally handing to me on a silver platter. But that's a whole nother topic. Love my kids, and come to find out, wanted me too. Okay, it's a whole backstory to it, but that's a whole nother topic. And it's crazy because women will try to say up and down that they don't want whatchamacallit, like whatever, the man isn't the prize. And it's crazy because I would believe you more if you would stop sleeping with men and stop like being jealous over men and stop competing with women and stuff like that, if men weren't the prize in this whole situation. I'm not saying that, oh, don't be a Proverbs 31 woman, and women, there are women out there that are finer than rubies and gold. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's important to note that men really, really are kings out here, like especially black men. And clearly, as you can see, because white women are feeding after. This is crazy.
Wow. It is amazing to see what they really think of us when it's just them having a conversation. Wow, that's heavy. He'll always be attracted to black girls. Activate that shenanigans in her by picking at her and let him see it. He'll ditch her quick.
And I just want to interject as a certified Benjamite queen, like this whole activate the, first of all, Shanae is a fictional character played by a man. All right. And that's when it's within itself is disrespectful to men as well. So black men watching this, like, it's just wild. The self-hate is crazy. Please notice the social engineering that is placed, the mechanical placement of Regina, Martin's girl, who's light skinned, and a chocolate, but even though he's a man, dressed as a woman who is playing as a woman who's dark skinned, how they portray her versus the his lighter counterpart. It's all done methodically, but that was through Martin Lawrence going through the ritual allegedly with the Illuminati and stuff like that. The old tactic of buck breaking modernized into a way where black men will wear dresses to go to the next level, right? But Shanae represents a ghetto, loud, ratchet. That's why black women nowadays, you got to be very careful about how many octaves your voice goes up, because you'll get immediately labeled as, oh, you're ratchet, you're this, that, and the third. That's something that I have learned growing up, like how to be unbothered, how to manage your emotions. And I'm going to be making more videos on that, because when you practice a level of control, you move different. Your peace is different, and how the Most High will bless you is and fight for you. Like, remember, ladies, black women especially, because we're under a microscope. Vengeance is the Lord. Okay, vengeance is the Lord's. If you find yourself starting to get heated up, because we have a lot to be angry about. We definitely do. Finding out all the tactics of these quote unquote beauty supply stores. Then they lacing stuff with cancerous toxins, and finding out this, that, and the third. Then you see these white women creating whole group chats and academies that might as well to try to compete with us to get these black men, and them creating a whole campaign geared and directed towards us to not be able to see the black men that are in front of us, how wonderful they are, X, Y, and Z, to putting us against each other. We have a lot that we should be angry about, but ladies, a soft tongue breaketh breaketh bone. Okay, a soft tongue breaks bone, and that's something that's out of Proverbs, and that's just the Most High's word. We really have to practice patience and knowing that vengeance is the Lord's, because just as much if they put cancerous things in products and whatnot, the biggest cancer can be the one that you do to yourself through your own emotions as a woman. Honestly, can get you set up in crazy ways. But when you leave it to the Most High and know that vengeance is the Lord's, you save yourself a lot of stress and inflammation. I'm telling you, vengeance is the Lord's.
Did anybody say Robert Griffin III? Isn't that what he does? That's Robert Griffin III there in his chick, what a wife, whatever she is. That's it. This woman constantly like degrades black women, and he laughs about it. Ooh wee, man. Oh man, it gets deeper. It gets deeper.
It gets deeper.
If she's like us, it'll be harder because more than likely she's planning to win him too. Make him choose.
And I want y'all to peep game. She put make him choose in capital letters. She is banking, okay? Banking on a black man's self-hate to choose her, okay? Because even in his own community, he'll go for light skin or whatever the case is because of the self-hate programming that her ancestors have embedded into a lot of our black men and women.
She said, if she's like us, meaning white, be an asset to him. Fold his clothes, buy and bring him his food, do his homework, completely integrate yourself in his life to where he can't function without you.
Sound familiar, y'all? That's because that is in the Lord's words. They're tactics that they're using. Proverbs 31 woman who takes care of the family, who does everything for the family. The man can go to the gates and be excited and ecstatic to have a woman like this. They have evil intent, but they're using the Most High's word. The same way Satan is using the Most High's words. It's not that he's this spectacular genius. No, there's a reason why Satanists know the Lord's word. It's because they're using his wisdom. He created genius, the Most High.
Don't embarrass him. Don't cheat. Don't text other men. His cute friends and teammates will try you. Ignore it.
Peep game again. She said his cute friends. Okay, and these black men are still gonna go after them, and it is whatever. But I gotta be obedient. Peep game. She ain't have to call them cute and all that stuff. That means they be checking for your friends, this, that, and these women are Jezebels at heart. It must hurt them to not play with their advances and stuff like that, to not accept their advances. And but I tell women on here, like, I think texting you, if you're with a man, texting with another man and saying y'all just friends, or multiple men flirting, that's cheating to me. That means you trying to leave options open for if this thing don't work out, which you will see coming in the next text.
Just in case the relationship goes south, another athlete will see you as gold. So in other words, keep your options open. Just in case, you keep your options open. You know, just in case you need to split and switch it up and hook up with one of his homeboys or another athlete who he's brought you around or who's seen y'all together. Number 5, go completely wild on him in bed. Use throat spray. Do any and everything. Be spontaneous. Make it go down anytime, anywhere.
And, you know, if you're a black man watching this, women as well, but specifically black men, because I know of so many black men, I've talked to not like intimately or even dating, but I'm just saying talked to so many people and worked in fields where there's a lot of black men that women really wouldn't work, and that sales. It's like, I understand getting compliments, getting things like these flattering, if you will, flattering of the ears, and say, oh, and being looked at like a, you know what I'm saying? You know, y'all great. Black men are amazing. God knew what he was doing when we created in his image. And as a woman, we're created in the Holy Spirit's image. The Holy Spirit is female. So it only makes sense, right? We the chosen people. But you got to remember, okay? Cuz it's easy for people to forget. White women were amongst the most vicious slave owners, okay, amongst the most vicious. Now, if it ain't you, it ain't you, but it could be your ancestors. Okay, and there wasn't even a scientific study, and science is just them trying to figure out what the Most High created. But there's even a scientific study where they're like, oh wow, we're seeing that stress and pain and memories get transferred through sperm. Okay, so yes, racism is learned, it's taught, but it also goes through the bloodline. Okay, it also goes through the bloodline. And as you can see, these messages to me, these messages don't look like, oh, we adorn black men, we love black men, we just want to be there for them because we just love them. This is them trying to use you. This is them leveraging you, because the same people created a system, and it's called the race system because there's no such thing as race. Okay, Jacob and Esau were in the same womb, or was in Rebecca's womb. Okay, they share a spot with each other for 9-10 months. Okay, but they created a system and whitewashed it because they were setting themselves up for the future. Okay, the Disney channels, the Nickelodeons, the closer to white, the better. Okay, that's what they wanted to create. They have subconsciously, okay, made it so that people in general, black man and black woman, are going to steer closer to white. So that's why when people say, oh, you're, to black women in general, you're overthinking, you're just jealous, you're just this, that, and third. Listen, if it was a fair playing field and they didn't have this get out a teacup hitting hypnosis situation going on, if they didn't have all of this extra stuff going on, putting the lighter slaves inside and then creating a divide, if they didn't have this thing that has been engraved in so many brains through the centuries, okay, but the 400 years is up, but they still do these things, right? Then all right, but it's not a fair playing field. And no, she just said they're always going to be attracted to black women. So even with all the hypnosis, psychosis, brainwashing, whitewashing going on, black men are still going to be attracted to the original beauty. Okay, they're still going to be attracted to the original beauty. So they have to create ways and playbooks and secret group chats to obtain this. And now this isn't the first time that I've heard of this, like white women going into college and stuff like that. But that's what their plan was, to create the strong black independent woman. I unfortunately was a victim of this, but not really, because whatever the enemy tried to use, the opposition tried to use to destroy me, which couldn't be done because the Most High got me. The Most High is going to use it for my good. And here we are, and this is just the beginning on this YouTube channel, me trying to forewarn you, if you're a woman out there, value your virtue. Hold on to your virginity, because shoot, they talking about men being a prize, but I'm trying to tell you, it won't even be a competition with other women once you tell a man that you have not been touched by another man. Okay, by another man. All right, and then once you are, let be married. Be married. And I go over so many of these things that I have learned that the Most High has let me go through in my book, Melanated and Expecting, going over the things that if I had known, I would have avoided so many pitfalls. Okay. I talk about birth certificates, epidural. Okay. And even if you are finding yourself in a single parenthood, just things that you can't really talk about on the internet, that if I had known, I would have protected my kids. But the Most High blessed us. He truly protected us. And there are some consequences that I'm dealing with today that, the Most High is getting us through. But if you don't have to go through it, then you don't got to deal with that. If you could learn from somebody, that would be an amazing thing. That would be an amazing blessings, because I'm trying to tell you, it hit different when you know that the decision that you made affected somebody that you love, affected somebody that the Most High put in your care. So if you do want to check that out, show your appreciation while gaining edification, you could click the link in the description. Back to the video.
Number 6, she teaches them how to deal with the athlete's mom. Woo! His mom, Lexi, do not tell his mom any personal information, especially something negative. She will tell his entire family, and he'll blame you. Just smile, wave, and be quiet. Always look good and appealing. Hair and face always has to be done. Push for marriage, or at least to have multiple kids, and you got it. In 2 years on draft day, you'll be a millionaire, and all of your friends will work hard in school to literally never live the life you live. It's so sweet and rewarding, Lex. I'm in Cancun right now. Oh, man. Now I know what some of you guys are thinking. I know exactly what some of y'all are thinking. Some of you guys are thinking,
Yo, look at the look at the emoji, and they prounce, they prounce around, and they're proud to be white, y'all, because they know that there are not all. If it's not you, it's not you, but there are a lot of black men, even in our own culture. That's what I wanted to say. Colorism, that love them some snow bunnies, as they call it. Okay, you'll see them. It's just that the women that be with certain black men, they'll be with the black men that don't really got that much money and stuff like that. It is what it is. Like, same vice versa, whatever. It's just because you don't have like money like that, but there still will be with you, because at the end of the day, black men are still black men. Okay. But these certain white women that will leverage that and take it to the next level and go with these black men who are quote unquote high value monetarily, and have they want to live a certain type of lifestyle. They want a soft life without having to deal with. They'll go ahead, let's have multiple babies, a whole bunch of, and then black men, they'll be jumping for joy because they're over here boo-hooing because their mom put them through something. So now they quote unquote, they can't deal with black women. That's just an excuse. I don't care what nobody say. That is just an excuse to feed off of the deep down desire that has been methodically planned and implanted in you through subconscious social engineering. Okay. And that is through the whitewashing that has been done. A lot of black men are in the sunken place and don't even know it. Straight facts. A lot of men went through. Example, I had a friend whom grew up, he's half Honduran and half Jamaican. Okay. His dad's Jamaican, his mom was Honduran, right? And he grew up in a Spanish kind of neighborhood, whatever, in Cali. There's a lot of, Hispanic people out there. And they always used to speak in their native language, calling him all type of monkey. Okay. Probably all type of different derogatory terms. And that's what he said. He would hear them talking about him, negro this or whatever, calling them names because he looks more black than he does Honduran, which it doesn't really make sense because Honduran, Hispanic in general, they're a black Latina, like we're the original. Okay, we're in every nationality because we are the original. All right, but they will come at him like that, right? And he obviously, that's going to be something that's going to hurt you and affect you through your childhood, and now subconsciously, unconsciously, whatever, you're going to think, you're going to naturally want to white yourself out. You're going to naturally want to genetically go for something where it doesn't cause you pain. It's not going to cause your offspring pain. And that's exactly what's going on. Okay. So anytime he'd have a opportunity, at this point, it seemed like an opportunity to be in a relationship with a white woman. It was like hitting gold or something like that. Little do they know is that they be using you as a fetish or as a tool for something, because he ended up running into the same girl that he was with another black man. And I wasn't there, but I can presume he was probably tall, dark, and handsome too. So it's just like, this is something that people have to realize. You have to be careful. I'm not saying it's all, but if you're gonna dog or down or look down on your own, not saying he openly put down black women, it's just not going to be a good thing for you. If you're operating off of the psychosis that they've put a lot of black men in, okay, it's just not going to end well, because you're going to be blinded by that and go towards this woman and ignore all of the red flags. You're going to go towards the red. You're going to be in the bed with red, but you're going to ignore the red flags. Okay. If you catch my drift.
Well, how is this viral? How is this such a big deal? Y'all killing me. Being supported, just be supportive, peaceful, loyal, and pleasant to be around. What's the big deal? She's been supportive, she's been loyal, she's been pleasant to be around. That's how a woman should be. You're right. I agree with all of that. But here's the problem with this particular exchange. Context is everything. Context is everything. So when she talks about the mother, don't say negative stuff around the mother and all that stuff, that's good advice. That's good advice whether you're dating an athlete or a cook. Good advice. Always look good and appealing, hair and face. So let's break all of this down, right? That's good. Look appealing. Always look your best, right? You push for marriage. And she says, or at least have multiple kids and you got it. See, that's where the shit started getting funny. See, you're going to push for marriage, but if you can't get it, settle for the next best thing. Get the kids and you got him. Not him as you want him. She's talking about you got him as far as getting to that bag. Because once you put 2 kids on it, he's going to have to pay child support. See, this is the wickedness of the plan. Yeah. Say 2 years on draft day, you'll be a millionaire. So just put in about 2 years. Meet him in college, put in about a good 2 years where you throw yourself into his life, inject yourself in his life, become a part of his life so much so that he can't live without you, he can't do anything without you, he can't function without you, and you got him. Just put in 2 years. That's all you got to do. 2 years.
And you see some of these black, now I'm not going to go over the whole video. Like I said, this is on Willie D Live. If you want to go deeper, it's going to be in the description. See, these black men proposing court in the field or whatever the case is. And, the people can say what they want to say, but that, yes, they look like simps to me. They look like that they got played. And people say it's none of your business. No, none of it is any of our business, but it's on the internet and it's important to learn from other people's mistakes. Okay. And also, I think this goes even deeper because we do live in a world where allegedly there's Illuminati and they have handlers. Look at Kanye, another example. But I want to bring it back to Ashley Janae. I want to bring it back to Ashley Robinson and the situation. If you don't know who that is, okay, that is a woman who went out to Tanzania with her boyfriend. He proposed, and then she ended up unalived a couple days later. Okay, they claimed it was all suspect. They claimed she unalived herself. But if you look on her social media, just a quick glance, and you could tell the woman was very vain. So there was no way that it even makes sense for her to unalive her in this type of way when it looked like she was fiending to be with this white man for the reason of being that he's a white man. Also that he allegedly has a good amount of money. But and this is her own words. She used to say stuff about black men and whatnot. And I am in no way, shape, or form bashing her. As you can see, the tweets are from her fingers, her lips, her mind, not mine. So this is me just stating what she did when she was on this earth. But there are also some other tweets that I'm seeing have come out as well, because I want the full picture and the full scope. But of course, we not going to know that because she's no longer here. And even when she was here, you not with people 24/7. You don't even know what your close friend is doing. But this tweet reads, y'all got to stop putting white men on pedestals for finding black women attractive. This other tweet reads, honestly, I've dated white guys for as long as I can remember, but I've never bashed black men or belittled them while doing so. And I don't know if these are tweets or whatever, but on her social media. And there are definitely those people out there that do that while they're dating somebody, but she also had said some other things that had contradicted that. So she, you not saying it while you're dating them or not, like it doesn't matter if things are still being said. But that's just important to note too. The whole, stop putting, white men on a pedestal for finding black women attractive. Black women will get offended by this because there are a lot of black men out there that'll say, oh, they only like you because of your fetish and this and that. And I think that's very much true. Mostly, I don't know everybody's thought process, but mostly, as we could see with the white men, we can also see that with the white woman, with these threads, this group chat surfacing. Okay, it's just the truth of the matter. It doesn't take away from your handsomeness, your beauty. It's just what a certain group of people whom have enslaved us in the past and is currently still doing so in a different way, unless you could break free from the matrix. And for real, Christ gonna come back and save us and set us free. That's just their thought process. That's just how they move. And it's come to my attention that even the funeral was held and hosted by black people. Her body being put to rest was by black people. White people were not looking for her or checking for her. So of course you got to look at these tweets or messages. There's nothing like a man who lets you rest in your feminine energy. And then I'm guessing they put this underneath of it. Every day, black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. And it's just like very interesting because she was in music videos of black men who put her name on the map, I guess. So she was in different music videos. And it's just like, you can't, it's just very contradicting. Her mother and her father looked like they were divorced. Not sure if they were married, but her mother ended up remarrying, if she was married before, this white man, right? And they ended up popping out quite a few kids who are now mixed. So I can only imagine how it must have felt for her growing up, because the siblings, they look like they're close in age, with mixed siblings, light-skinned siblings with the good hair. You know what I'm saying? What she could have been going through, what could have been going through her mind. And I do, to an extent, feel sorry for her growing up as a black woman myself. Just going based, my lived experience was different because there are people that'll say X, Y, and Z. I got a lot of praise for my skin. I got a lot of praise for my beauty. I'm not saying I never experienced colorism. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But I also experienced even more so praise, privilege, beauty, wonderfulness for being who the Most High made me to be. So the little stuff that would happen was microscopic in comparison to the good that I experienced, like from growing up as I am, right? Because which will let you know it's really just self-hate that's out here on these streets. Jealousy that's out here on the street. Any bad thing that I was jealousy or any type of self-hate or whatever, right? But the real deal thing that I want to point out is that she grew up. I don't know her whole life story. There isn't a whole lot out there about her private younger years life, and if she grew, usually the woman keeps the kids. You know what I'm saying? Usually the woman is the one that keeps kids. I'm going off of assumptions based off of the facts of their family dynamic, that what somebody could have said. She even said in her quotes, like, hey, mixed babies are so cute, aka light-skinned babies, aka closer to white babies with the good hair. Okay, that's just what it is. Cases, this is from the receipts. Okay, and it's really sad because she's a very beautiful woman. She just had self-hate. I could see self-hate from a mile away, because I had symptoms of it where I had to check myself and realize, wait, this is the result of brainwashing. And it's unfortunate that she passed away at the hands of what she thought was her solution. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly. But if any of you are spiritual out there, you know what it is. And a lot of men and women can relate to this because of the brainwashing. Like, her tweets screamed, I want to have mixed babies. This one literally says, my baby is gonna be mixed when I have a child. LOL. I've been saying since the 3rd grade, my children will be mixed. LMAO. And then again, mixed babies are so cute. And it's like, when I read those texts, I see the LOLs and stuff like that as nervous laughter. A lot of jokes derived from the truth. I'm not saying that's what she was saying nervously or anything like that, but like, that's how my mind reads it, because it's a psychological, really spiritual, psychological, just a worldly way of saying that battle that is going on in her head. She said since the 3rd grade, which just further proves my theory on what she was going through when she was younger, growing up. I don't know when her parents, separated or divorced, and then the mom started having mixed children, but it did something to her, because we're in a world that praises lighter. We're in a world that praises those things. What are the interactions with other people when they went out in public, how she was treated versus her siblings. All of these things matter. I mean, look at this photo of them. And now I have to put this disclaimer over the whole entire video, because there's AI and all this other stuff. Allegedly, people can put stuff together and stuff like that. But I mean, no one's disproving it. This looks like they're grabbing it from her Twitter account. It says, my mom is convinced I'm going to be with a white man just like her. Like, you don't know what people talk about in the background, especially mother and daughter. Any women, we talk a lot. We talk a lot. Not to say men don't, but I've lived experience as a woman, and there's so many things that could be said. Women talk about a lot behind the scenes. That's why I tell men to be mindful, because you're under a microscope by women. And we, in general, I've heard women say so many different things. So it's like, you really have to think, was this something that was discussed to have? Even though I have also heard that the mother, said that she didn't think that Joe McCann was a good man. That's her boyfriend turned into a fiance on that trip. And if that's true, listen, even just looking at the pictures, he looked like a weirdo. Let's be honest. But it's so important to speak positivity over your youth and have these conversations to build self-esteem and know who we truly are, instead of trying to chase a lie, a white savior that does not exist. That does not exist. Like, a lot of these people All of these people, whenever everybody's confessing about Christ, he coming through them clouds and he not playing, and they see he black, a lot of people are gonna be shell shocked, probably angry. It's gonna be crazy, but it won't matter because he's not. When he come back, he's not playing around. It's gonna be serious. Okay, this man is free now, going on with his life. Can go get a new black girl. Okay, because like I said, just like the scenario I told you about the old friend that I had, that's how most of them are gonna look at you, as something of their fantasy, as a fetish. Okay, because there was a time when you could not be with a white person and you just be walking around and be cool. That's just the truth. Now I'm just going to leave this video off and say, be mindful. Really do some deep soul searching and ask yourself, why do you think the way that you do? And really create that relationship with the Most High, because this is the only thing that's going to save us. Ashley Janae was trying to live this soft life, was trying to have these mixed babies, was trying to be in this lifestyle, was trying to insert herself into white spaces, trying to insert herself into what she's been dreaming of. And it could have been from a manipulative tactic that was used to divide and conquer. And it led her to the grave, tragically. Thinking deeper about these things, taking the time to really converse with our Father on his throne. Ask him. It's not that people don't want to wait because of the patience thing, but once he answers, the reward is unimaginable. The protection is unimaginable, and you really have to think deeper than skin deep. Yes, something could look beautiful. There are a lot of beautiful people, but none of it matters if you're 6 feet under. This is all a measurable type of situation. This is all a measurable type of when I say measurable, I'm saying that this world, it doesn't go as deep as the spiritual, as what the Most High has. If people understand that, they would know to move more carefully. But with all that being said, if you understand, seek the Most High. Seek the Most High through Christ, through his Son. We have this opportunity to build this relationship. Okay, to build this relationship, because this ain't it. As we could see time and time again, more and more people are going to end up in the grave. Okay, just wasting away. What does it matter now, right? The same thing. There's women that will go and go get BBL and all this extra stuff and then pass away. And then what? Where's your spirit at? Where's your soul? That's what we need to be more concerned with, because we are in the last hours, y'all. We are in the last hours, and it's exciting because this ain't it. This ain't it. Be mindful. And all praises to the Most High. Like I said, I do have a book out. If you want to check it out, the link is in the description or the pinned comment. We need him more than any of this. As you can see, there's a bunch of fake people out here with different hidden agendas, and it's only going to get worse. The Most High is the only one that's going to get us through this thing. And create that relationship with him if you want to, if you need to, deepen your heart and soul, and pick up your King James Bible. That's the one that I recommend. All praises to him. Stay sober-minded on these spiritual streets. Peace.